video. Today's video is about a very affordable makeup brushes. I bought a new set, not that I needed any more. I have other brushes that are not in this drawer, but this drawer is absolutely full of makeup brushes. But I saw this set. The set was £9.70 including £1.99 postage. It is 10 brushes. These give me Zoeva, Fenty and Smith Cosmetics vibes. I believe that these are dupes. They're very similar to those three brands. It was mainly this is a foundation brush, and it strongly reminded me of Jamie Genevieve's makeup brush, which is from Smith Cosmetics, and it is the 115. I've got my notes next to me to let me know. In this set comes 2 foundation brushes, which to me was quite strange. Normally you only get one, and a powder foundation brush, but these are both liquid foundation brushes. Sorry, that's not the right one. So you've got this flat top narrow one, which is a very versatile brush, and you've got the dome shaped one, again very versatile. They are dense. This one is more dense than the round top one. They are so soft. You get these with 2 colour options, not the handle. The handles are both the same colour, but you can get the fibres in grey or this multicoloured effect, which I think is pretty damn cool. They have a little piece in them so that you can hold them, which I quite liked. I have tons of brushes and none of them had that, so I had to have them. Then you have an angled contour brush, so this is for doing it in your cheekbones especially, and a lovely tapered blush brush. And I'm hoping, with this being really long, I'm hoping that it's going to be really nice for applying a nice light layery blush. You get these eyeshadow brushes, 4 of which, there's 5, 4 of which are almost identical, except this one is a dome, shorter bristled brush, so great for in the crease. These 2, I believe one is supposed to be a bit more rounded, which is this one. This one's very flat. These are going to be great for smoky eye looks, which is just what I was looking for. This is a more flat, dense brush for packing your colour on. So happy, been so looking forward to doing this video. So, ladies who only have one makeup brush, yes Catherine, I'm looking at you. I don't know how you cope with just one makeup brush for everything. It's making me want to twitch. For everyday makeup, a set of 10 brushes. I'm not going to be using every single one of these brushes obviously, but I'll be using as many as possible to do my entire face, and I am super stoked because this brush I have just been really looking forward to getting my hands on it and using it. I ordered these and they were here within a couple of days, even though the estimated time of arrival was supposed to be about in a month's time. So for foundation, I'm using my Phoera foundation because I love the coverage that this offers, and it's again really versatile to apply it. This is the one. This is in the shade 102 Nude. These are very affordable foundations. I've spoken about these a number of times. I put it on the back of my hand. I've already got my primer on. For primer, I use Bare Face Chick. Lovely primer, very mattifying without drying, but it's lovely. Starting on one side of the face, and the bristles on this brush are so soft, and with the width of the brush it's going to make the application quicker, but because it's narrow you've got a lot more control for when it comes to here. And you're putting your product, that's quite a narrow area, and if you're catching your brows or your hairline, your product can build up in those areas, which is incredibly annoying. And the shape behind these brushes is supposed to be that they're versatile, but I loved the colour of the bristles and the colour of the handles. There was just something about it that really struck me. And they're just so nice. I like to bring this foundation onto the neck slightly. I don't get any transfer with this foundation onto clothes or anything, but I do set this in with a light powder. If you have more mature skin or skin that tends to be dry, you can leave this without powder and go in with cream products. It's actually cream products I'll be using today, and I will wait to the end to see if I want to set it, if it's going to need it. But because I've got a matte primer on and I'm using liquid products, might not need to set it. And I have used this that way without setting it, and there's barely any, if any, transfer onto the clothes. But I'm really liking this brush. It's making very light work of the foundation, and I'm just gently going over it to give it a wee buff, just to make sure that any overlapping product is blended in as I poke myself in the eye. I am hoping that next week, either Thursday or Friday, I want to do a live stream over YouTube, and I'm thinking at about 9 in the morning, and it's going to be called Get Ready With Me. And it's really just to make someone a bit more energetic and getting ready in the morning, something to look forward to really start your day in a positive way. So do keep an eye out for that. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, all the updates will be available on that. The link to my Instagram is in my About Me on my YouTube channel, or search on Instagram It's Just Cat in More Paint, because there are loads of people called It's Just Cat. So this brush really is giving a really nice flawless finish to the Phoera foundation. I feel with this foundation, when I use it with a damp sponge, I get more coverage than I do with a brush. But to let you see these brushes, we decided to go with the foundation brush. I do use foundation brushes. It really just depends what product I'm using that day, because every day I try to use something different. I do tend to jump. It really, really suits my skin. It's wonderful. But these brushes, they're like a rose gold purpley colour. They are a plastic handle, they're not metal. They're not too light, they don't feel hollow. They don't feel like cheap crap. They actually feel very similar to my Moda brushes. Very similar. Super similar. Just adding a little bit more on my forehead because I have a lot of broken veins. My skin is actually doing really well just now. It was really dry for about a week, and I've been using the Bioderma and the Neutrogena Hydro Mist on it, and I'll be talking about those products next week in my eBay haul. So please do come by and watch that. It'll be a very fun video. But look at that. And that's covered up quite well for it being with a brush. Everybody's skin is different, but just because I find the damp sponge, the wet sponge, to be better than the brush doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you. You might find that you get the best coverage out of these brushes. But it does crease, so that's where I will need to set my eyes before I go in to do my eyeshadow. And to set it, I forgot to get my setting powder out, dearie me. I'm going in with my PS My Perfect Colour Pressed Foundation. I've used this a few times because I personally find a setting powder to be too drying, far too drying on my skin. And I'm going to be using this little, I think it's supposed to be like a highlighter brush, and it's just little dainty brush, and I'm just tapping lightly into that, and I'm only putting this on the lid so that when it comes to putting my eyeshadows on, it's not going to stick to the wet foundation. It's not going to be difficult to blend it out. And it's, as always, my Maybelline Countdown palette. I love this palette. Again, great palette for everybody, really. Very neutral colours, superb. Making sure that there's not any excess powder there. And I will be using my lovely new brushes. I'm mainly going to be using this one here, this really super long fluffy brush. This is going to make sure that the product isn't being all packed on intensely into one part. I really want it super light, and I'm not using makeup tape to couldn't do that again if I tried. It's so that that pigment isn't being packed on in the one spot. So I'm going in to the brown section of this palette, and I'm actually starting with the darkest colour. That's going into the crease because I'm using this really fluffy brush. It's not going to be incredibly intense, and I don't need to be too careful where I put it. This is just a super easy daily eye look, but already you can see that colour paying off. But it's just going to be super light. There's a little loose fibre that's tickling my eyeball. Not something you particularly want near your eyes. There's a little bit of casting. There has been a couple of hairs casting in this, but I don't think that means they're rubbish at all. I have other brushes that when they're brand new and they just arrived, there's a couple of loose fibres. And because these fibres are super long and floppy in a great way, they just make blending out so super and easy. But do you see how it's dispersing that colour evenly? And that's just one tap into the brown. That's that one brown colour. That's the only colour I've got on my lids. Lids. I like that word. Lids. Lids for your eyes. I'm going to go in again, just deepening it up a little bit. Do I think you can have too many makeup brushes? No, no such thing. I am an obsessive person, and I like being an obsessive person because if I obsess about something, the focus and attention I can pay to that particular thing is the best it could ever be. I have a fascination right now for makeup brushes, but that's been a long time thing. That and cream products, because I only had very few cream products, and now I've started getting more in because the difference it makes. I think if when my skin's a wee bit duller or it's drier, using cream products really brings the glow back into your face. So if you've got more mature skin, or you find you've got quite dark sallow skin, using cream products for your blush, for your foundation, for your highlighter. Really brings back that lovely glow that just screams, hey, I'm healthy and fresh faced. And cream products are great. If you have oilier skin, you might not get along with them so well, but normal to dry combination, I would say you would be fine. But I am obsessed right now with these brushes. These are the longest fibre brushes I have, and it's doing exactly what I wanted, where it's dispersing that colour so evenly, and you can see I'm not exactly being very precise for where this colour's going, and it's just done so well. For the next colour, I'm going to go in with this very shimmery beigey colour, I think it's called, and I'm going into the crease and onto the lid with this, using the same brush, because why not? The four brushes are essentially the same. Not that you can have too many at all, but if you are looking for really affordable brushes, Amazon and eBay have fantastic brushes for £10 and less, and Amazon also have reviews of what people think of the products. And dough colour, there are plenty of videos on YouTube about dough colour because they're really affordable and they're really good, really good. I'm taking this fluffy brush again and I'm going into this orange shade and I'm putting that in my crease as well, mainly on the outer edge, bringing it ever so slightly into that crease, really blowing it out. See, I really think these brushes are great. I am not gifted when it comes to technology at all. I used to be back when computers were a fairly new thing. They were a lot easier to work. You didn't have Wi-Fi, you didn't have wireless things, and they couldn't do anywhere near as much. I mean, for goodness sake, we had dial-up, that god-awful noise that we all secretly love, dial-up, where you were sitting browsing. You didn't have YouTube, you were sitting browsing and God forbid somebody phoned your mum, it cut you off, and until she stopped gabbing, you weren't getting back online to your amazing MSN. Those were the days. But yeah, we didn't have makeup tutorials. We didn't have anything like that. There was no online shopping. There was none of that. Your makeup brushes were an absolute fortune that had to last you for the rest of your life back then. Thank goodness now, eh? So, I am not gifted when it comes to technology at all. I'm changing brush now to this little flat brush and I'm going to be packing on this beautiful gold. And I'm going to put it in the middle of mine. I'm patting this on because it's a really glittery colour. I'm not going to put it on too much because this is just a really simple eye. I think these are my new favourite brushes. I am really impressed with them. I think they're lovely. I think they're a nice bit of colour to add into your daily makeup routine because you can't have boring brushes. Who gets excited over boring brushes? Who cares if they cost £200? If they look boring, I'm sorry, but no thank you. A wee bit of colour can brighten up your day. And as I've said recently, I am really into colourful things. I find that with more colour, the better my mood is. I have a very colourful personality. I love colourful things. Black isn't a colour that I actually like. I own very few black coloured items. I think I actually only have 2 tops that are black. a lemony, a bright lemony yellow is my favourite colour because it's so cheery, I think, and whenever I see that colour, even thinking about it, it makes me so happy. So very happy. And we have a neon green kitchen. It sounds horrific, but it's beautiful. It started out as a laugh, oh let's paint the kitchen neon green, but it's actually beautiful and it makes me smile every time I see it. For my inner colour, I'm going to go in with a white actually, and maybe this shade here because they're both beautiful. Beautiful, and this is just going to also make this inner part of the eye, if you're particularly dark in that area, it's going to brighten that up and give you that beautiful fresh I'm awake look. Even if it is fake, who cares? Fake it until you make it, I love that saying. If I'm tired and I'm doing my makeup, I'll fake looking as if, oh aye, oh definitely best night's sleep ever. I get my 8 hours. I do always get my 8 hours. I don't have any trouble sleeping these days. Heavily medicated for it, but I get a great night's sleep. Fake it till you make it. I'm now going to go in with this beautiful colour right here. This is like a champagne colour. I love the name of that, champagne. There, that's just what that needed. Oh, I do like it. So it's a very, very soft look. I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm going to curl my lashes, put mascara on, and we're back. Great tip to make yourself look more awake and more youthful and bright. Over curl your lashes. Take your time. It really pays off. I didn't over curl mine today because I want to get this done quite quickly because I've got other things to do today. But if you just really take the time and hold that on, move on to the next eye, and then maybe do it twice, the difference, it can really give your eyes that lift and make them look a lot bigger. And then a good mascara, my L'Oreal Paradise Extatic mascara that I use all the time. So now we're going to go on and do the blush. I'm using a cream blush, which again, if you have drier skin or dull skin or more mature skin, these will be your best friend. They are actually easier to do than a powder blush. So they don't sit in any fine lines, they don't emphasise, they don't bunch up. This is the Rimmel London Royal Blush and it's in the shade 003 Coral Queen. This is quite a pinky coral, it is beautiful. This is how it looks. You're using your natural beauty blender to apply this, just stamping it, sweeping it, however you can get that product on, and then dabbing it over the cheek. You look intense until you start blending them out. I absolutely love the effect a cream blush can have. It's just a beautiful flushy colour that looks so natural. And again, if you are tired or a bit run down, this can really bring your face back to life. But it is such a beautiful way to do blush. I wish I knew about cream blushes sooner. I had in my head that cream blushes were going to be quite rubbish, basically, and I think that comes from when you're a kid and you get little kids makeup sets. Everything is cream and they have very little pigment. I think that's where my idea of cream products being rubbish came from, and in reality they are divine. They are just so beautiful. Natural flushy colour and it lifts the face. Really, really nice way to make yourself look awake. That you're glowy. Not that you're not glowy. You're just giving your glow a little hand. Normally I would have a dash sight more highlighter on than this, but today I just want something subtle and light. a wee bit of highlight in the outer corner of your eye as well, on the brow bone, eye socket. Can really just also make you look your inner queen. Time to shine. And for the lips, I'm going to be going in with a beautiful hydrate and tint, these shades. These are the PS Hydrate and Tint lip balms. They are lovely. The colour is really nice. If you're not confident putting on a lipstick, these are a great alternative. They are great to keep in your handbag, great if you do have chapped lips, because you get a really nice colour that I believe doesn't look like you're wearing a colour. It makes it look like your own natural colour. And these were about 90p, I believe, from Primark. Really balm from Primark. This is just a super glowy, healthy, nice looking, easy day makeup using these awesome brushes. I am really impressed with these. And that is it for the day. I hope if you haven't already, you will subscribe and ring the bell to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss any upcoming videos or my live that will hopefully be next week. Remember to follow me on Instagram so that you can see all the updates and when these events will take place. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.